Hello, students. Welcome to English 3, Unit 9, Describing People. Describing people. We are on page 68. Let's get started. We're going to do pages 68 to 72 in this lesson. Then we're going to finish off the chapter in the next lesson. Let's get started. Partner. Partner. Someone you're dating or working with closely. This woman apparently trains Bengal tigers, so that's her Bengal tiger partner. Bengal tiger is a white tiger as opposed to a gold one. Sorry, white tiger. Bengal tigers are gold and white tigers are white. Sorry about that. All right, starter, your most important qualities. What is the most important quality? What are the most important qualities in a partner? More than 5,000 people from around the world were asked this question. Guess their rankings from the top spots by signing the traits in the box. You're guessing which one is most important in a partner. Okay, repeat after me. Intelligence. Intelligence. That's how smart you are. Money. Money. Whether or not the person has either more money than you or at least as much money as you. Similar interests. Similar interests. It means they like to do the same things. At least some of them, like gaming or soccer or playing the flute or whatever it is. Personality. Personality. Now, this one's a little complicated. Some people like an opposite personality. They're very quiet, so they like someone talkative to listen to. Some people like people with the same personality. So, two talkative people talk together for very long amounts of time. They want someone similar to themselves. I would suggest being open to both because you never know what you'll enjoy the most. You may love dating a quiet person, and you're not quiet. Just you'll figure it out as you go along. Trust me. Appearance. Appearance. That means what someone looks like. And sense of humor, the ability to make you laugh. Now you're going to write down what you think is most important to most people. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what the survey said, because you can probably guess that. What I'm going to do is talk to you a little bit about what I think is important. I think intelligence is the most important thing. You can't fix stupid. I would date someone who uses their brains. I just can't stand dealing with angry people and really dumb people, people who do stupid things. I'm not talking about necessarily, the intelligence quotient. I'm talking about whether or not they use their intelligence. Money, I would actually have that almost last. It's number 5 for me. I need them to be making some money because I don't want to pay for someone else to survive, but I would like for them, I don't care what their job is. As long as they have the job and they're bringing in enough money to pay their bills, that's all I care about. Similar interests, that's very high. I would rate that 2 or probably 3. I need at least one similar interest or maybe 2. I don't need all of them. I need for people to go away and do their similar interests with their friends that I don't do because I also need me time, my time with my friends. Personality, that's very important for me. That would be probably a 2. It means that whether or not they are similar or different isn't that important. What I'm looking for is someone. Actually, let's move that down to 3 or 4 because I forgot one. Personality is important to me, whether or not we can talk and whether or not we like each other. Appearance is 6 for me. It's last. I'm not worried about what someone looks like. I'm worried about their intelligence and personality. And number 2 for me is sense of humor. I want the person to make me laugh, at least sometimes. That's what I'm looking for in a person. Appearance is last. Well, money is last and appearance is next to last. What did you decide? Think about it. All right. Let's go into vocabulary, page 68. TV star. TV star. Someone who's a popular TV actor. Fundraiser. Fundraiser. It's something to raise money for a cause or a political campaign. These people are dressing in Christmas outfits because they're trying to raise money for a charity. Probably to give gifts to poor children or something like that. Keen. Keen. It means you want to do something. Harm. Harm. It means hurt. Smoking harms people. It harms their lungs. Arrange. Arrange. To move, moving things or people or your schedule or something around. Listen to the dialogue. Listen first. Have you met Denise? Is she the friend you told me about last week? Yes, she's the one whose brother is a TV star. I remember hearing about her, but I don't think I've met her. I'll introduce you. She's coming to the fundraiser we're doing on Saturday. Why do you want us to meet? I think you will like her. The last relationship I had didn't go well. I'm not keen to start a new one. Don't worry. I just want you to meet her. What's the harm in that? Okay. Well, you arrange is fine with me. So Alan and Russell are talking about Denise. Denise's brother is a TV star. And Alan wants Russell to meet her because he thinks that they might like each other and maybe even want to date. Russell is a little bit worried because his last relationship didn't go well. He isn't excited to start a new relationship. But he's decided to do what his friend has asked him to do and meet Denise. Okay, listen one more time. Have you met Denise? Is she the friend who you told me about last week? Yes, she's the one whose brother is a TV star. I remember hearing about her, but I don't think I've met her. I'll introduce you. She's coming to the fundraiser we're doing on Saturday. Why do you want us to meet? I think you will like her. The last relationship I had didn't go well. I'm not too keen to start a new one. Don't worry. I just want you to meet her. What's the harm in that? Okay. Well, you arrange is fine with me. Listen and repeat. Have you met Denise? Is she the friend who you told me about last week? Yes, she's the one whose brother is a TV star. I remember hearing about her, but I don't think I've met her. I'll introduce you. She's coming to the fundraiser we're doing on Saturday. Why do you want us to meet? I think you will like her. The last relationship I had didn't go well. I'm not keen to start a new one. Don't worry. I just want you to meet her. What's the harm in that? Okay. What you arrange is fine with me. Meaning chunk. Relative pronoun clauses. Is she the friend who you told me about last week? Listen and repeat. She's coming to the fundraiser that we're doing on Saturday. The last relationship that I had didn't go well. She's the one whose brother is a TV star. What you arrange is fine with me. Okay, notice the that's are in parentheses. We usually don't say the that anymore. Okay, fundraiser that we're doing on Saturday. We usually don't say it, but it's implied. It's something that if you're writing formally, you use it. If you're just speaking to your friend, you drop the that. Okay, who or that is about people. Look at the guy who is tall over there. Which in that? This is about things. I want the shoes which are bigger. Never use which about a person. Use who about a person. Which is about a thing. You also don't use who when you're talking about a thing. You only use it for people. Simply add whom. When do you use whom? Simply answer your own question using he or him. If the answer is he, use who. If the answer is him, use whom. Do you like him? I like him, whom is my brother's friend. So, all right. The structure of a relative pronoun clauses. This is N is antecedent. WH that's your relative pronoun. Who, that, what, that, or just that. Who, what, when, where, why, how, or that. And your relative clause. The relative clause is explaining the first part of the sentence. Antecedent. Personal. Function of the relative pronoun in the clause. Subject. The person who called yesterday wants to see you. Listen and repeat. The person that called yesterday wants to see you. Personal object. The girl that you met is my sister. The girl whom you met is my sister. Object. We need associates that we can work with. The associates who or whom we can work with. You can use who or whom in this case. That's why the M is in parentheses. Subject complement. She's not the star player who she used to be. She is not the star player which she used to be. She is not the star player that she used to be. You can use any of those. Who, which, or that. Object complement. He did not become the performer that his father hoped to make him. He did not become the performer who his father hoped to make him. He did not become the performer which his father hoped to make him. Possessive. My friend whose car I borrowed wants it back tomorrow. Now this is really important. Whose is possessive. My friend and it has a possessive thing. My friend whose car I borrowed. You're talking about which friend. Whose. Okay. Whose car. It's the friend's car. My friend whose car. It's a friend's car. So she owns that car. She possesses it. So use whose. Non-personal. You're not talking about a particular person, place, or thing. Subject. I rented a room which cost me $500 a month. I rented a room that cost me $500 a month. Object. There was some reason which I did not understand. There was some reason that I did not understand. This is a problem which he alone has to deal with. This is a problem that he alone has to deal with. Subject complement. That is not the design which it was supposed to be. Remember, which is with the thing, not a person. That is not the design that it was supposed to be. Okay, object complement. Her husband didn't like the color that she dyed her hair. We usually don't say which, but you can use that here. All right, possessive. Look at the house whose windows are broken. Now, the house owns the windows. The windows are part of the house, so we're using whose. The other way to say that sentence is, look at the house, the windows of which are broken. Now, of which just sounds strange. That's grammatically correct. So we usually just use whose to talk about the part of the house that is broken. No antecedent. Subject. He only does what is best for his family. Object. What you have done is wrong. That is not what I hoped for. Now, what, with a little star there, this what can also be replaced by which. So you can say that it's not which I hoped for, but most people don't say that. They say what. This is not what I hoped for. Subject complement. This is not exactly what it should be. Object complement. What I considered the end result was disappointing. The end result was you did certain things to make something happen, and that's the end result. Okay. Take turns asking and answering about the questions about the jobs men did. So somebody came in and fixed this person's house. It's called a handyman. You can we just say handy person now because it could be male or female. Girls can do anything boys can do, so it could be handy person. Right now we're going to call it handyman because everyone in the picture is male. Who is Jack? He's the man who fixed the sink. Okay, listen and repeat. Who is Jack? He's the man who fixed the sink. Who is Peter? He's the man who repaired the car. Who is Marcus? He's the man who changed the lights. Who is Andy? He's the man who installed the oven. Who is Carl? He's the man who connected the internet. Who is James? He's the man who painted the walls. Now notice all this is in the past tense. It's something that already happened. Painted, connected, installed, changed, repaired, and fixed. Family members. Members of the family in English. Little line means the sort of coral-colored red sort of line means they're married. Grandfather married a grandmother. They had the father. The uncle is the father's brother, and the mother. Father also had a sister, which we'll call an aunt, who married an uncle, and the children of the aunt or the uncle, they're called cousins. And when you have a sister, when you have a brother, that person is married to your sister-in-law. If your sister was married, that would be a brother-in-law. So you would have a son and a daughter. If the daughter is married, that becomes your son-in-law. If your son got married, that would be your daughter-in-law. In-law means they're married, and so you're related by marriage and not by blood. And your daughter can have a grandson or a granddaughter. And your sister-in-law and brother can have a nephew and a niece. The people in the blue box are male. People in the female box are female. The green lines are children, and the sort of coral, which is a reddish pink, they are married. Okay. So this is a picture of Modern Family, which is a TV show, which just ended. There's a father and a mother and 3 kids, a boy and two girls. They're all teenagers. The father and the mother have a son who's in elementary or middle school, and they have a little kid who looks like he's probably in kindergarten, possibly first grade. And then the 2 men are married in countries all over the world, mainly in Europe and some countries in Asia and Thailand. Men can marry men and women can marry women, and they adopt children, or maybe they have them from previous marriages. And these 2 men have a girl. That's their daughter. Okay, so these are the sons and daughters, and the man in the middle, the man with the red hair is his son, and the man with the black hair is his son. These are his 2 sons. They're brothers. So their children are cousins. Okay, family reunion. Vocabulary, page 70. This is as many family members as possible that get together. In the United States, those can be huge. There are at least 100 Stevensons, which is my last name. They meet in Menlo, Georgia, in the United States once every couple of years, and we can have huge family reunions. This is not my family. This is another family here in this picture. All right. Ben met a lot of people at his friend's family reunion. Take turns. You're going to ask and answer questions about the people that he met. All right. Who was the girl that I met at the door? The girl that you met at the door was my niece. Who was the man I talked to at dinner? Listen and repeat. Who was the man I talked to at dinner? The man who you talked to at dinner was my father. Who were the children I saw outside? The children that you saw outside were my cousins. Now, there's more than one cousin, so it's were, not was. Who was a woman I helped in the kitchen? The woman you helped in the kitchen was my grandmother. Who were the women I heard upstairs? The women that you heard upstairs were my aunts. Now we use aunt for mother's sister or father's sister. We only have one word for it, and that's aunt. Who was the boy I found in the garage? The boy that you found in the garage was my nephew. Okay, a nephew is your brother or sister's son. The niece from the first one is your brother or sister's daughter. Who are the men I saw at the barbecue? The barbecue is when you cook meat, usually outside, over a hot grill. Who were the men I saw at the barbecue? The men who you saw at the barbecue were my uncles. Were my uncles. Okay. Budget travel tips. When you travel, you want to go as cheaply as possible. You want to save money on airfare. Now I'm going to go through and talk about what these words mean in the kind of a brown box or a tan box. Airfare is how much money you spend on a plane. Accommodations are your hotel or hostel room. Hostel is a very cheap hotel. You share a room with other guests. Attractions are museums that are attractions like museums or sightseeing things like Big Ben or the Statue of Liberty. There's something people want to visit. Transportation, that's how you move around in a city. Subway, train, taxi, bus. Insurance. You buy an insurance policy. This policy protects you if you get sick, if you get lost, if you lose your luggage. They pay you money so you can replace what you've lost or you can get medical treatment or whatever. Money exchanges. A money exchange is when you take the money from your country and you give it to the kind of a banking sort of person, and they give you the money for the new country. You can either do that before you leave at some banks like KB or KEB will do it here, or you can go to an exchange place, or you can do it at the airport, either in Korea, or you can do it when you land at your other country. And food. Well, we know what food is. Okay, so these are the money-saving tips. Listen and repeat. How can you save on airfare? You can fly on days that are the cheapest. Some days are more expensive to fly on than others. So when you look for your plane fare, look for the 3 days before and the 3 days after. If you can change your date, like you have a month off or 2 weeks off or whatever, and you can travel, check the dates before and after you plan to leave, and some of those days will be cheaper. Okay. How can you save on accommodations? You can stay in rooms that are shared. That's hostel room, H-O-S-T-E-L, hostel. How can you save on attractions? You can visit museums that are free. How can you save on transportation? You can take buses that are public. How can you save on insurance? You can use policies that are basic. How can you save on money exchanges? You can go to banks that are specialized. How can you save on food? You can eat at restaurants that are local. Okay, we went through the first half of Unit 9. For our next lesson, we're going to finish off this unit. Go back and be sure you understand all the vocabulary. Make sure you understand the grammar review. And when it's an A and B like this, be sure you can make those sentences because they may be asking you that sort of thing on your exams. Great job, guys. Have a wonderful day.